why should people get sunlight in the morning, 10 minutes of natural light?
Yeah. Getting sunlight in your eyes early in the day, even if it's through cloud cover, we can talk about how to do that. I would put right up there in the top batch of mental health, physical health, and performance enhancing behavioral tools. And it's completely zero cost. It takes a little bit of time, but here's the idea.
And this means actually natural sunlight.
That's right.
Yeah. And you should stare at the fucking sun, right?
Well, blink if it hurts. When the sun is low in the sky, you can look at it directly much more easily without pain. But if it's painful, it's okay to blink. Okay. Don't damage your eyes on account of trying to get the sunlight. Here's the idea. A little bit of background just to kind of nest this in something. Every cell in your body has a little 24-hour clock. Viewing the sun, in particular morning sunlight, on a consistent basis, I would say 80% or more of the days of your life is what you should strive for. So it could be 100%, could be 80, but try and do this daily. What it does is it aligns all of those clocks in a very precise way. And it does this by activating specific neurons in your eye called the intrinsically photosensitive melanopsin ganglion cells, but forget, that's all geek speak, connects to your brain and informs all the cells of your body what's going on in the outside world and aligns them. So imagine going into a clock store with every clock is an alarm clock and they're on different schedules. Mm-hmm. That's what happens if you don't view morning sunlight. When you do view morning sunlight for about, I would say 5 minutes to 10 minutes on a clear day, try and face in the direction of the sun. Don't do it through a window. Don't do it with sunglasses on. Fine to wear eyeglasses or contacts, even with as UVB protection. Don't wear a brimmed hat. Just look in the general direction of the sun, even if you have to be on your phone, but just kind of get some sunlight in your eyes and blink if you need to, if it's painful. Look away from it a little bit if it's really bright. That morning sunlight coordinates all the cellular and organ systems of your body and does a couple of things. First of all, it boosts a number of chemicals that need to be released early in the day, such as cortisol, which is healthy if it's released early in the day, and the so-called catecholamines, which are dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. What is that? Dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. What does that do? It gives you increased focus, energy, and alertness through the morning, increased immune system function throughout the day, focus throughout the day. And it sets a timer on some other clocks in the body, including the one that releases melatonin about 16 hours later to make you sleepy and fall asleep easily.
This is my biggest struggle, by the way.
If you don't get that morning sunlight for one day, no big deal. But if you don't do it for 2 days or 3 days in a row, what happens is that morning increase in cortisol still happens, but it starts getting pushed out towards the afternoon. And that is strongly associated with depressive symptoms, anxiety, and sleeplessness at night, which then just makes it harder to function during the next day. Yeah. So getting 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight when it's clear out in your eyes, when it's clear out on an overcast day, people say there's no sun here. Okay, look, unless you live in a cave, there is sun. I don't care if you live in Seattle in winter or Tromsø, Norway in winter, there is sun. You got to go outside and see it. And the goal is to really flip on as many artificial bright lights throughout the day. Most people make the mistake of not getting morning sunlight in their eyes or driving to work with sunglasses or looking at the sun through a windshield. Then they get to work and it's kind of dimly lit because they have windows that are tinted. And so you're never getting enough light in your eyes early in the day. Then they go home at night. And here's the diabolical thing. From 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., you really want to keep the lights dim. If you want to put in red light bulbs, that's even better. That's kind of geeky. You can just, red light vendors, but you can literally just go buy red party lights. It works just as well in most cases. These aren't the ones to bask in front of naked. I suppose you can do that too. But the point is that you want to avoid getting bright light in your eyes from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Why? That plummets dopamine and melatonin, disrupts sleep, and can lead to issues in next day cortisol and even learning issues. This was beautifully shown by Samar Hattar at National Institutes of Mental Health. It's a good friend of mine, but also a fabulous circadian biologist. So morning sunlight on a cloudy day, maybe 10 to 20 minutes. Really overcast day. If it's really overcast, you wake up, it's ugly out. Your goal should be to get outside, be under an overhang, try and get some light in your eyes with no sunglasses. Then during the day, you really want to crank the lights. On a clear day, get outside. And then people say, well, I've got kids. You don't have kids. Have you ever tried to do this? Look, first of all, you don't know my home situation. Second of all, you go outside with the kids. They need it too. Yeah. People say, does this work in animals? Of course it works. It was discovered in animals and then shown in humans, right? Every mammal needs to do this. And dogs and other animals even will orient towards the sun. Ideally, you're seeing some sun in the morning, again in the afternoon before it sets, and then limiting your nocturnal light exposure. You can dim your screens.
Tell me this.
Yeah.
What is limiting my nocturnal light? Because this is my, if you were asking me what is your biggest health, care?
Sleep issues, right?
Sleep.
You have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep?
Well, no. Well, first of all, I'm in different time zones.
Yeah.
I'm winding down a tour for a moment, then I kind of ramp back up.
Okay. I've got protocols for jet lag.
I'm always like,
we did an episode, but I'll send you the protocols for jet lag. Okay. I'll get you straightened out there.
But it is that I think, look, when I was single and without children, I was a lunatic. I was always staying up till like 3 a.m. and waking up at like 11 a.m.
Sure, we did that. I did that in graduate school.
Yeah, so that was like, so most of the time now though, I'm going to bed, well, it depends if I'm on tour or not. I'm home right now, so I'm home. I'm probably going to bed like around midnight.
Yeah.
And I'm
You're
probably
South American.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of this like 9 p.m.
No.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen with me ever.
Great. Midnight. Listen, going to bed somewhere between 10 p.m. and midnight is normal for most people.
I try to make it
waking up somewhere between 5:30 and 7:30.
It's basically that I'll have a couple of days at home that are a little more tolerable. Mm-hmm. Then it's like I get on a plane. I go to Eastern time. We have 2 shows.
How long are these forays overseas or wherever? 2 days, 4 days.
So a domestic road week could be 4 or 5 days, and it might be in some cases like 3 different time zones.
Flying or bus tour?
It'll be mostly flying and some bus.
Okay.
The bus sleeping is, by the way, so when this tour started, I was doing the overnights. So show ends at midnight. We do something. We're on the bus at 1 a.m. and we're driving. We're getting to that location at 7 a.m. I was like, nah, because what would happen is we did it and I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
I'd finally fall asleep at 4:30.
Starts pulling you apart.
It was killing me. So
I've got do you supplement for sleep?
I've started taking magnesium.
Yeah, mag 3 and 8.
Yeah.
So we have here's what I recommend. And so for jet lag and shift work, we have an episode on that for most people. Just go hubermanlab.com, jet lag, shift work. Just scroll down or search for everything's keyword search organized there. There's a lot that to do for shift workers and for jet lag. I'll put together a protocol for you based on whether or not you're traveling one way or the other way. But it all relates to where your brain thinks you are 2 days before. So it would be too in-depth to go into now, but let's say you're going from, Austin to New York and then to California and then back again. We have to think about where your body and brain thinks it is, and then adjust the timing of light. And it's very easy to do. And you can even use a little light box, or you can just get outside at the appropriate times. And you'll want to throw on sunglasses every once in a while during the daytime to avoid getting shifted in the wrong direction.
Okay.
So I can teach you how to do that. Very easy. But I think most people, I would say about 75% or more people who have sleep issues find that getting this morning sunlight in their eyes, again, not through a window or windshield. People are like, can I do it through a window? Can I just look at the sun on an Instagram post? It's like, no, you actually have to go outside. Okay. It's like a free resource, but just do it. It's pleasant. Bring your kids with you or whatever. Getting that sunlight in your eyes, then try and catch the sun before it sets in the evening, or even just get outside for a few seconds, even for a conversation at work, step out in front of the building. And then in the evening, dim those screen lights. If you're out on stage and you got the blaring lights in your eyes and you're dealing with that, afterwards, there are some things that can help. And then for most people, make sure you're not going to bed right after chugging a big glass of water. One of the most common problems with sleep is people wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. Totally normal.
I just saw this, by the way.
Totally.
You said sipping is different than gulping.
So when a lot of people don't realize this, that of course the total amount of fluid that you ingest dictates whether or not you'll need to go to the bathroom. But when you slug down more than 4 ounces of liquid in one shot, there's a signal that's sent from the gut and the bladder to the brain that you need to excrete fluid. And so what's going to happen is you're going to be waking up to use the bathroom a few hours later. Try and sip your last drink of the night.
That is fascinating. Yeah. I had no idea.
It helps in about 75% of people are like, oh, I'm sleeping more through the night, or I'm only getting up once. For men who have, or who are older for prostatitis, you might want to talk to your doctor about taking low dose tadalafil. This is not, it will increase blood flow to the penis and all over, but it's also, at that low dose, it's really about prostate health. Yeah. It's really about which is vital. But dim the screens. And then there are some supplements that are excellent and very safe for sleep for most people. So 900 milligrams myo-inositol, Great for sleep, especially if you wake up in the middle of the night, you need to fall
Should
back
I
to
try
sleep.
this?
Yeah, I'll send you all this and you can give it a try. You can tell me if you like it. Magnesium threonate, theanine, apigenin. If you go to hubermanlab.com, you can go to the menu, go to newsletter, and just scroll down to the toolkit. It's free. You don't even have to sign up. So all of this zero cost. And I would say behavioral tools first.
Yeah.
Then, if needed, do supplementation. I'm not a fan of melatonin, except...
Why?
Well, because it has, first of all, a lot of the melatonin supplements have far too much melatonin in them.
Oh.
And it's not a very well-regulated hormone supplement. And so sometimes you think you're taking 3 milligrams, you're taking 10. Sometimes you think they've
And
tested.
that is bad. Why though?
Then when I was in graduate school for my master's, I looked at the effects of melatonin on the reproductive system. Mm-hmm. If you take so we were working in hamsters, but there's some evidence in humans too. Long days and short nights are synonymous with breeding in most seasonally breeding animals, and in humans to some extent. Okay, now there's a lot of breeding right around Christmas.
Yeah.
A lot of births in September, in the early fall. Some people think it has to do with the alcohol consumption over Christmas. Mm-hmm. That's one theory. But melatonin can be suppressive to testosterone and estrogen output. We used to take these hamsters that would have testicles about the size of a large grape in the summer. Now think about what melatonin is. The longer the night, the longer the melatonin signal. So more melatonin. And in these animals, their testicles involute, they become like the size of a grain of rice. Yes, to suppress breeding during the winter months. Now, humans aren't seasonally restricted breeders, but taking a lot of melatonin can suppress testicular function indirectly and can suppress ovarian function indirectly. It is an antioxidant. So people are like, oh, it's an antioxidant. There are some benefits to melatonin, but if you can avoid supplementing with melatonin, that'd be great, especially in kids. And here's why. In kids, melatonin is already what we call tonically high. It's high instead of oscillating across the 24-hour cycle. It's really high all the time. And guess what? One of its major roles is to suppress the onset of puberty.
Really?
So now adults popping melatonin like M&Ms, this is a problem. And this last year, there were a lot of studies published showing that melatonin supplementation, especially excessive melatonin supplementation, can be really deleterious for the whole hormone system and maybe even for brain function. So I am not a big fan of melatonin, maybe every once in a while for jet lag or something like that. But magnesium threonate, theanine, and apigenin, myo-inositol, far more mild, far more cost effective, and not dependency forming.
Yeah.
So, I think those are the places to start. Once you've got your light viewing behavior down for a few days, see how you're sleeping. The travel thing is tricky. You live a highly unique lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I've done some work with military and with athletes they live like this.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to you're not going to start going out on stage with red glasses.
That'd be a cool look.
What's that?
I said that'd be a cool look.
I think when Rick Rubin went on Joe Rogan's podcast, he had them on.
He can get away with any look.
And I'm blessed to have him as a friend. And, once the sun is down, he's red lights.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.